Hello everyone, I hope everything is good on your end. In this video I'm gonna continue with my Rimworld lore series, but we will diverge slightly from the last topics. We started this series talking about how space travel works in the Rimworld universe. Then we started talking about xenohumans. During the series on the xenohumans you might have heard me mention Glitterworlds, Urbworlds and other type of worlds. It is important to begin establishing what these are, as they will be relevant for future lore and they will help paint a better picture about the universe that Rimworld takes place in. For this video we'll be talking about various planet classifications. The Rimworld universe is vast, and humanity has expanded all over, colonizing countless planets either intentionally through careful planning or sometimes as a result of a ship malfunction ending up stranded on a whole new world. If you watched my video on the dirt mole xenohumans, you should know by now that planet colonization is in general taken care of by colonization agencies, essentially megacorporations whose business is handling the colonization aspect of certain planets, so we can assume that these agencies are responsible for most, if not all, otherworldly colonies. And now let's begin classifying the various planets. The first one we will be talking about is going to be the Rimworld. Oh yeah. You see, Rimworld is not just the name of the game, it is in fact also a classification for a certain type of planet, and it is the type of planet that we, the players, play on. Rimworld are essentially planets colonized by humans. People live there, people die there, but Rimworlds lack a central form of government. In fact, they have none at all. They are usually not under any universally recognized jurisdictions, and the only law is the law of the strongest. Very low in population density, Rimworlds are mostly composed of vast forests, oceans and mountains, with human outposts scattered here and there. We can fairly assume that the Rimworld most of our games take place in is a post-apocalyptic one, given that finding ancient structures such as vaults with people in cryptosleep inside them, derelict buildings, old shopping carts and pieces of junk from various vehicles is not something uncommon. Due to the fact that Rimworlds present colonies from people who have gone back to their tribal ways, societies recently awoken from cryptosleep or crash landing survivors, these planets present a variable level of technology. The truth is, you never know what you're going to find on a Rimworld. These planets are often visited by interstellar space traders looking to turn a profit by buying and selling merchandise from one Rimworld to possibly another, sometimes dealing even in human slaves, which we can assume are captured prisoners of war. The name of these planets derive from the fact that they are often found at the edge, or the rim, of the known universe, which, if you think about it, makes perfect sense, since if they were any closer to other more advanced planets or societies, they would have already been long conquered and unified. The next planet type is a dead world. Dead worlds are empty and generally not fit to sustain life. They are the prime target for terraforming agencies looking to create new inhabitable planets to be later on colonized or exploited for resources, as they could present a large amount of precious minerals and metals. Animal worlds are the next type on the list. Like the name implies, these worlds are inhabited strictly by animal life, either as a result of a complete wipeout of all human life present on the planet, or by the introduction of animal and plant life by terraforming robots without any human society arriving to establish itself there, either because the planet was declared unfit for life, even after being terraformed, or because better options presented themselves in the meantime. Dinoworlds are similar to animal worlds, but the fauna present there is prehistorical, brought back either through cloning or DNA manipulation. An example of such an animal present there will be the megasloth. Medieval worlds are inhabited by humans, and like the name implies, they are restricted to a medieval level of technology. Indworlds are planets currently undergoing industrial revolution. Industrial worlds are planets that have fully undergone their industrial revolution. Devoted primarily to their industry, they host large factory cities. Farming planets are worlds dedicated entirely to farming and agriculture. Their range of technology varies, from the traditional agriculture to the use of mass-scale production of fruits and vegetables through the use of advanced mechanoids and machines. Steam worlds are likely the next step of an industrial world, and usually the type of world that lasts for the shortest amount of time, as they end up evolving pretty soon. Steam worlds are essentially worlds that have undergone the Industrial Revolution for good and are now delving into the wonders of mass production, fabrication, and automation. Midworlds are, well, us. Planet Earth right now, at the date of this video's release, is a midworld. What classifies a planet as a midworld is the mastery of flight, such as planes and helicopters, but still not discovering a way to cheaply travel across space. Feudal Worlds, multi-planet feudal worlds that are led by factions similar to the Empire. Prison Worlds, as the name implies, these planets are essentially just planet-sized jails, where convicts from across the entire universe will serve their sentences, working or staying for what is likely to be the rest of their lives. An example of such a planet will be Itak, the one from where the Itaki come from. Urbworlds are the planets that I mentioned in the Dirt Mole lore video. Completely covered by large metropolitan cities, industrial factories, and cement roads spanning hundreds of thousands of kilometers, generally extremely overcrowded, polluted, and with little to no chance of evolving any further. Urbworlds are capable of space travel and their tech level is rather advanced. They are usually under the dominion of a single central government in most cases, and are sometimes led by secret societies and cannibalistic cults hiding in the deep underground systems of these planets. Another often found specimen in the Urbworlds is the dermal xenotype, a type of human adapted to living underground its entire life. It is canonically confirmed that the number of dirt moles living beneath regular Urbworld societies is within the billions. Glitterworlds are the far opposite of Urbworlds. They represent the current peak of humanity. If Urbworlds are the representation of a humanity dystopian future, Glitterworlds are essentially a human utopia. Due to the advanced technological advancements, humans have nothing to worry about. Dumb labor and physical work is handled by robots and machinery, while people dedicate their lives to things such as art, research, or love. Even death has barely any dominion on a Glitterworld, as the advanced nanomachines present in presumably every type of hospital or medical facility can even bring back the dead or cure any kind of deadly disease just as easily as one will dispose of a simple cold today. Glitterworld citizens are kind, trusting of others, and untrained in any form of violence. Coreworlds are, as implied by the name, planets that stand at the very core of human civilization. Planets that take the credit for most of humanity's advancements through the ages, the very pinnacle of society. We can assume that Earth could be included as a core world. Core worlds are extremely developed, both socially and militarily, as they are more capable of repelling the constant attacks of various mercenary and anarchist groups, threatening the very stability of human society across the universe. Before we keep talking about other planets' classification, it is important to mention the nuclear test, the toughest phase for any society to go through. Once a planet discovers nuclear energy, they end up either developing further and discovering far more advanced technology, such as mechanites, AI personas, and space traveling, evolving into a Glitterworld or an Urbworld, or, like in roughly half of the cases, they end up bombarding themselves back to the Stone Ages, essentially wiping out most of their civilization, either receding back into a medieval planet or into the next planet type, a toxic world. The way toxic worlds come to be are many: nuclear warfare, dumping of toxic materials by nearby glitter worlds, or rough experimentation. Toxic worlds are mostly destroyed by pollution with a radioactive or poisonous surface. They are inhabited mostly by wasters as xenotype resistant to pollution. Supposedly, baseliners could live on a toxic world if confined within underground bunkers and using hydroponics basins to grow their own food. Trashplanets are similar to the above-mentioned toxic worlds, but they are strictly used as a dumping ground by nearby glitter worlds. Junkplanets are similar to trashplanets, but meant for the deposit of technology that is still fully salvageable. An example will be old derelict spaceships or spacecrafts which could still be disassembled or scrapped for parts or materials. Warworlds are self-descriptive. They are worlds undergoing a never-ending war cycle, essentially a planet-sized battlefield. They are polluted by the constant usage of nuclear weaponry and chemical warfare. It is likely that Warworlds could be the center of a dispute by two governments, fighting either for dominance of the planet or simply deciding to take their war there instead of destroying their original planets. Iceworlds are also self-descriptive, completely covered in ice. Plant life is rather rare. Oceanworlds are once again very self-descriptive. They are nothing but vast oceans, although fully capable of sustaining aquatic life, as they will be otherwise classified as Deadworlds. Glassworlds are an interesting type. Even in the Rimworld universe, they are a rare sight to behold. Glassworlds are planets whose surface has been completely destroyed by a type of weapon far superior to the nuclear bomb, essentially glassing the entire planet's surface, turning it to completely smooth like marble or glass. Glassworlds cannot sustain life anymore, excepting very small bacteria and microbes. Transcendent Worlds are the most mysterious of all. They resemble a giant computer, and they are the result of an AI taking over, evolving into an architect, essentially assimilating the entire planet within itself. They span hundreds of thousands of kilometers of circuitry and hyper-advanced technology, not understandable even by the most intelligent and advanced societies. Undocumented and unexplored, they are the source of various architect signals and architect creations. The last classification is Otherworlds. This classification is used for any type of world that does not fit into any of the above classification types. Due to how vast the universe is, planets with extremely unique circumstances, societies, or conditions are not rare. Now, while we have covered most of the planet types and classifications that appear in the Rimworld world, which we will be using as future reference, in a future video we will also be covering the various canonic named planets that appear through the game. If you're curious about that, like this video and subscribe to the channel, as that is going to be one of my next pieces of lore to cover. Leave a comment with what you would like to see covered next. Thanks for watching and have a good night.